OC. Viewer discretion is advised. Incoming transmission in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Outcasted OC, back with NXT this week after an absolutely amazing battleground. We saw quite a few great matches over the weekend, so it's going to be interesting to see what NXT provide for us this week. But before we get into it, just want to give a big shout out to G. She's not feeling too well, so hopefully you get well soon, G, and hopefully you can join us for the podcast tomorrow. If you like this review, guys, make sure you leave a like on the video. You know, hit that thumbs up, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any content from us. This week with Clash at the Castle, we've got quite a few videos coming up for you guys, but let's get straight into this one. NXT. First person you see on the show, very rightfully so, Kalani Jordan come out. She is the brand new, the first ever women's North American champion. She gets in the ring. She says, you know, there's no legacy to follow with this championship. She's the first person to hold the title, so it's her responsibility to put it on a new level. Before she can really say anything else, to be honest with you, she is interrupted by Jada Parker, who says, you know, the only thing that you proved at Battleground is that, you know, you can scurry up a ladder, basically saying you got lucky at Battleground. And when I'm finished with Mia Yim, I'm coming after the NXT North American Championship. Mia Yim then comes out and starts beating Jada Parker down before they get into a match that comes up right now, actually. So we got Mia Yim versus Jada Parker, and this is one of those matches where I kind of want to see it again, and I would like to see it on pay-per-view, and preferably I'd like to see it for the Women's North American Championship. I mean, I appreciate that Kalani Jordan is an amazing athlete. I think she's great in the ring. For me, she's not the best on the microphone. She needs a little bit more work. She didn't really know how to work with the crowd on that microphone this week. They were chanting, "You deserve it." She didn't pause to let them say it. You know, there's a certain cadence that you have to have. There's a certain way you need to be around the audience, and I don't think Kalani Jordan is there yet. And I do think Jada Parker is there. Sol Ruka is also there. We saw a bit of a segment from her later on in the night where she was talking about how nervous she was. She wanted to make a moment and a statement. She was talking about how she made her own gear for Battleground, and it did. It looked amazing. So I don't know about Kalani Jordan being the first champion. Fair play to her. I'm happy for her. Congratulations. But I just wouldn't have picked her. As for this match, Mia versus Jada, like I said, a solid match between these two. Conspicuous by the absence is the rest of OTM, Lucian Price and Bronco Nima, which I wasn't really sure why they weren't out there until, you know, later on in the match when it made it clear why they weren't there. So there's a moment where Jada Parker hits a hip attack on Mia Yim, and it looks absolutely brutal. At first, I thought Meacham was genuinely injured. She fell out of the ring and nearly pretty much landed on her head on the mats below. She, you know, the Good Brothers are there. They check on her, see if she's all right. The Good Brothers then end up distracting Jada Parker, allowing Meacham to be back in the ring and hit the roll up for the 1, 2, 3. So Jada Parker and Meacham do have some, problems, some issues that they need to settle. I'm assuming that Bronco Nima and Lucian Price, the other members of OTM, are going to be having a match with the OC, handling that business as well. I would quite like to see that match as well. I've said for a couple of weeks now, even a couple of months, that I think OTM are underutilized. I do think they need to be put in a proper feud. It would be nice to see. We haven't really seen anything from them since the feud with the D'Angelo family, and that was that was months ago. At this point, I couldn't even tell you when that was. So it'd be nice to see a little bit more for their efforts. We got a backstage segment here with the New Catch Republic, who are here to defend Wes Lee because that's their friend. They said Gallus boys on top. Shut up, bruv. That's basically what Pete Dunne said. Next, we do... so this was a pretty funny segment, actually. Before we get to the actual match with Gallus, there's another segment where Chase U are arguing backstage, and Thea Hale basically tells them all to shut the F up, because obviously Miles and Duke have a problem with Ridge. You know, he's an outsider. He doesn't belong. He doesn't trust him. Thea Hale turns around and says, listen, Miles. Is that his name? Miles Bourne? Yeah, Miles Bourne. Oh, no, Miles Bourne's the guy from... Sorry, Miles Bourne is the guy from the New Catch Republic. I always get those two mixed up. Miles Bourne and Riley Osborne. I mean, I feel like I'm justified in getting those two mixed up. The names are quite similar. She tells Riley, you were an outsider, and we didn't trust you, but we let you in. Duke, look at you. Everyone thought you was going to turn on Mr. Chase, but you didn't. And Mr. Chase, do I have to remind you that you gambled away all of the university? So everyone just needs to shut the hell up, get on the same page, because frankly, she's quite sick of it. I agree. I don't want Chase U to break up. I don't want them to go the separate ways. I would quite like them for them to stay together, to be honest. We now go to the match that we were talking about before. Second match of the night, should I say. Gallus versus the team of the Newcastle Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and Wes Lee. This is a really, really good match. And I tell you what, Wes Lee just shows in this match how good he is, and the fact that, in my opinion, he probably shouldn't be on NXT anymore. He should be on Raw or SmackDown. This guy is incredibly athletic. He is ready, in my opinion, for the main roster. He can talk on the microphone. He can do anything. He's just incredibly athletic. This match comes to an end where, you know what? I'm not even going to talk about the end yet. I'm going to be talking about the fact that the whole Newcastle Republic and Wes Lee, that whole team was super impressive. Obviously, you've got Pete Dunne with the joint manipulation. Obviously, like he looks absolutely brutal whenever he gets his hands on someone. You got Tyler Bate, who is unbelievably strong, and he's just so athletic, hitting the airplane spin, the classic airplane spin of Wolfgang, which looked unbelievable considering how fast he can whip him round. Was it Wolfgang or Mark Coffey? I don't know. I can't remember. Booker T got confused with Joe Coffey and Mark Coffey at the start of the match. So, classic Booker T there, and classic me, apparently. This match does come to an end, like I say, though, where Wes Lee dives to the outside, takes out everyone on the outside. He gets back in the ring to take care of Joe Coffey, who hits the best for the bells for the 1, 2, 3. Gallus boys are on top. This was the best decision, in my opinion. I don't really understand why you would allow Gallus to lose here. So this was a really good decision. I think Gallus have a lot of potential. I think they've been really underutilized in NXT for the past couple of years. So I'm glad that Gallus are getting a shot at some victories, and maybe even a shot at some more championships in the future, especially those NXT tag team titles. Maybe we've got something in store for them at a certain point. We now go to backstage where Jada Parker and OTM are having a conversation. OTM, Bronco Nima, and Lucian Price are talking about how it's their bad that, they wasn't outside the ring with Jada. Jada said it's fine. She's going to take care of Miriam, send her packing out of NXT. And like I say, Nima and Price, I think they should have a match with the OC. I think it would be absolutely fantastic. Brinley Reese says she's not intimidated by Wendy Chu, that they're going to go out and have an absolutely amazing match. I don't have much to say about the match. But I tell you what, Malik Blade and Idris Sanofi were right telling her to be careful of Wendy Chu, because when Wendy Chu came out, she looked amazing. Like this new character, whatever it is, like a darker character where she's like kind of doing like the eye roll thing like the Undertaker used to do back in the day. Whatever that is, kind of, I think she's got contact lenses in or something. I don't know what it is. Whatever it is, I'm interested. I'm intrigued. I'm invested in the character of Wendy Chu. I would like to see more of that on my television in the next couple of weeks, please. Like I say, not really much to say about the match because Wendy Chu just absolutely dominates with some new moves. They look beautiful. There was a move where she kind of hit it was like a headstand knee shot in the corner when Brinley Reese was down. I'm not sure what you want to call it, but it was cool no matter what. Brinley Reese got a little bit of offense in this match, but it wasn't to be because obviously, Wendy Chu is back from a slumber and she taps Brinley Reese out. Like I said, just give me more of this. I love her entrance. Def Rebel have actually put together a decent song for her for once, so that's really cool to see. And the whole look is amazing, like the face paint around the mouth, the eyes, like her hair, her outfit, all of it looks really, really cool. So I'm just excited the fact that we're going to be getting something from that. Next, we get a bit of news from Ava, the fact that Aura is banned from the arena after the attacks he's done on Ethan Page for the past couple of weeks. I'm not really sure why it's Aura who's banned from the arena, to be quite honest with you, because yeah, he's been attacking Ethan Page, but Ethan Page attacked loads of people backstage, and he also attacked Noam Dar and Aura Mensah. Like he was just getting, some payback. So not really sure about that. Cody Rhodes is here in the NXT arena. He says he loves being here. The atmosphere is absolutely amazing, and it's fitting that he needs to be here because he needs to have a conversation with a couple of people later on tonight. But he loves being here. Basically, before he can say anything else, he is not interrupted per se. He is joined in the ring by Trick Williams. And Trick Williams says, with all of this pressure, I'm doing my thing, you're doing your thing. How do you deal with it? How do you deal with everyone in the back after you? Cody Rhodes says it's weird from going from the hunter to the hunted. I mean, no one in the back is saying to you anymore, good luck, go get them, Trick. No, they're looking at that championship the same way they're looking at my championship, thinking they can wear it better, that they can do it better. Cody Rhodes also says, they're looking at you because you're the man, you're at the top of the mountain, but there's always another mountain to climb. There's another question that Trick Williams has, but we'll get to that in a minute, because Cody Rhodes has an announcement for Trick Williams. He's been given the authority by Ava to say that next week we are going to decide who the new number one contender is for the NXT Championship in a 25-man battle royal. The winner of that will go on to face Trick Williams for the NXT Championship. And there's going to be some people in that match that you do recognize, but there's going to be some there who you don't, because they're going to be from different locker rooms. I was buzzing when I heard about this, because it could be nothing else, and there's going to be a couple of TNA guys in there. Let's go. TNA, man. TNA wrestlers in NXT in a battle royal for the number one contender spot for the NXT Championship. Does it get any better than two companies working together? No is the answer. You can have a Forbidden Door at AEW with working with New Japan, etc. Why can't we have TNA and WWE doing something similar in NXT? I'm absolutely down for that. Trick Williams asks Cody Rhodes, it's the 4th of July in a couple of weeks, are you going to be coming to the cookout? Which Cody Rhodes says yes. I believe he says yes. Anyway, so that's going to be cool. We get a couple more segments from Cody Rhodes later on in the night, but we'll get to them in a moment. Meanwhile, we go backstage where Dante Chen is getting interviewed about the Singapore K match against Lexis King next. He gets all hyped and he starts smashing, Singapore Canes off the wall or whatever it is, and says he's going to end this rivalry on his terms. And we will get to that match in a moment, because it is a really, really cool match, to be quite honest with you. Probably the best match of Dante Chen's career. Well, definitely the best match of Dante Chen's career. Probably the best match of Lexis King's career in NXT also. Before we get to this match, I haven't wrote down any of the names, because I don't know if the names are going to be changing, because if they're going to be giving different characters, but I haven't written them down yet. But we do get a glimpse of the 2024 NIL class, so that's going to be interesting. There's one woman there, and there's a bunch of guys. All of them look quite impressive. Like I said, didn't take any of the names down, because I'm assuming they're probably going to be changing the names for the characters that they're going to be given in the next couple of months. We now go to the Singapore K match, Dante Chen versus Lexis King, and I would tell you move by move how this match goes, but there's not really any moves. They just absolutely beat the holy hell out of each other with Singapore Canes or kendo sticks, whatever you want to call them. Lexis King just takes a beating towards the end of this match with these Singapore Canes. Dante Chen hits him so many times that it starts to shatter, and some of these Singapore Canes pieces start hitting Vic Joseph and Booker T on commentary. It's a really intense match, and it really kind of suits Lexis King to be in these type of matches, in my opinion, because he's solid in the ring, but it gets a bit boring when it's a standard singles match. And this did Dante Chen all the good in the world. Like I said, for being in the ring with a guy there who's solid, but also managing to have a gimmick match where it links intrinsically to his past. He's from Singapore K match. It's only fitting that he would be good with those weapons. So I was really impressed with this match. Probably the match of the night, to be honest with you. I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. So yeah, it comes to an end, however, when Dante Chen is hitting a lot of high flying maneuvers onto Lexis King, but King ends up getting the advantage, hitting Dante Chen in the throat with the kind of Booker T calls it the scepter. He then hits the coronation with the same weapon for the 1, 2, 3. Lexis King puts an exclamation point on this rivalry. After losing twice to Dante Chen, he gets the final word. It would have been cool to see Dante Chen, get the victory, but you can't have Lexis King losing all 3 matches, I suppose. I think that would look a bit silly. They're building him up as well, so it wouldn't make any sense if he lost all 3 matches. We now go backstage to where this was cool. This was really cool. So Jasmine Nix and JC Jane are talking. Cody Rhodes comes up and says, "Just the girl I was looking for. I wanted to give you this." He hands her the dashing Cody Rhodes mask that he wore way back in the day out of this paper bag. I thought that was just like a nice little throwback to what Cody Rhodes used to be, and the fact that JC Jane has a broken nose right now, kind of how Cody Rhodes used to have. So I thought this was cool. I thought this was like a nice little tie-in, and it was a cool way to get JC Jane on TV for the first time this week. We now go to a match. We get Tavian Heights versus Eddie Thorpe. Not really much to say about this match. Eddie Thorpe looked impressive. Tavian kind of looks still a little bit green in the ring. He doesn't look very comfortable in there for the most part. Obviously, there's plenty of time for him to work on what's going on. He's a big, impressive guy, but he's just not there yet for me. It's a good job he was in the ring with a solid hand like Eddie Thorpe, and Eddie Thorpe got the victory. Like I said, not really much to say about this match. The only thing I will say is it ended correctly. We go backstage to where the NQCC are watching this match, where Charlie Dempsey tells Miles Bourne to go and get Tavian. Damon Kemp is there saying, "I don't think we need more members," because obviously Charlie Dempsey is trying to take after the Mafia. He's trying to say, there's strength in numbers. Damon Kemp turns around and goes, "I don't think we need more members. I think we need to focus on what we're doing, because I don't even know what you're doing. Like, I can't even get a read on you lately." He turns around to Miles Bourne and tells him once again, "Go and get Tavian Heights." Now go back to the ring once again, where we get a match between Javon Evans and Sean Spears. Now, if the Singapore K match wasn't the match of the night, then this definitely was. 100%. Javon Evans is improving week by week so quickly in that ring, and obviously he's in the ring there with the right person, Sean Spears. A really, really good hand in that ring. I'm so glad that Sean Spears is back in WWE and NXT. He's in a perfect position here where he's working with the younger talent, and the fact that he's able to bring the best out of these young talents is amazing. I'm absolutely loving it. There was a moment in this match where the tides really turned. It was quite evenly matched for most of it, but there's a bit where Javon, I nearly said Tavian then again, where Javon goes for a high-flying maneuver out the ring. Spears moves out the way, and Javon ends up hitting his ribs on the corner of the announce table. Sean Spears is able to take advantage of this immediately, gets him back in the ring for the C4 for the 1-2-3. Vic Joseph says that's the biggest victory for Sean Spears since he's returned to WWE, and I would tend to agree, but I would also say that's probably Javon Evans' most smooth, solid performance in NXT so far. The sky is really the limit for this guy. As Booker T says, if there was a ceiling, Javon Evans would jump through it and smash it because he is absolutely killing it, like I said. I'm really happy with the progress that he's making. I thought it was a great idea to put him in the ring there with Sean Spears, have a bit of a rivalry with Sean Spears, and to put him kind of like under the wing of a Trick Williams. I thought that was a really, really good idea. This was a pretty cool moment. The fact that we get Nathan Fraser, Axiom, New Catch Republic, all in the same room here, and they're all talking about the Heritage Cup because the D'Angelo family confront them, and obviously they're talking about how everyone in that room pretty much has held that Heritage Cup. Like D'Angelo comes in and starts giving him a lecture about English wrestling, and obviously Pete Dunne's I know you're not about to do that. Nathan Fraser has won it. Obviously Axiom won it when he was a kid. I don't know what you're talking about. That's a totally different person. And Tyler Bater's won it as well. He was one of the last people in NXT UK to hold that Heritage Cup. So while this is going on, Nathan Fraser is looking at this Heritage Cup, and Axiom says, "Are we still a tag team? What's going on?" And he said, "I can pull double duty. Don't you worry about it." There's another side to this, however, where obviously Nathan and Axiom have been celebrating, etc. New Catch Republic say, you deserve to celebrate it. But the reason why Tony D'Angelo came in the ring is because you've got Luca Crucifino there and Stax, who are obviously looking to take advantage, who are looking to maybe get an NXT Tag Team Championship match there in the future. I would love to see the D'Angelo family with just all the gold. You've got D'Angelo there with the Heritage Cup, Crucifino and Stax with the tag team championships. I think it's about time, to be honest, that Axiom and Fraser broke up or just dropped the tag team championships. They're a great, fun tag team. They're exciting to watch, but they're not a real tag team for me. They're still not a real tag team. They don't look like a real tag team. They don't even dress the same. So, yeah, I'm kind of over it. We stay backstage now where we get a really cool segment here. I just thought this was like a really nice thing to see. So we get Cody Rhodes. He's just stood there. And then Sean Spears walks up to him and says, you know, you got yours. I'm going to get mine because I'm going to be in that Battle Royal next week. I'm going to win the NXT Championship. Ethan Page then shows up and says, you know, Cody, are you going to wish me luck for next week? Because I'm going to be winning that Battle Royal because I'm in there. And then Lexis King shows up and says, no, the King is going to win the Battle Royal next week. Cody Rhodes just turns around and says, it looks like you're all in a really good place right now. Do we need to say it's an AEW reunion? I don't think I need to say it, but I'm going to say it. I just thought that was really, really cool. Obviously, you got Brian Pillman Jr. there. You got Sean Spears, the chairman, one of the first people ever signed to AEW. And you've got Ethan Page, a guy who's pretty much just left. And then you've got Cody Rhodes, one of the VPs. So I just thought that was really, really cool to see. We now go to the end segment, which is the Roxanne Perez segment. And for me, this was quite underwhelming. Not because of anything that happened particularly. It's because we've already seen this earlier in the night. We saw Kalani Jordan do this. So I'm just putting my notes away because I don't really need him anymore. We saw Kalani Jordan do this earlier in the night. But Roxanne Perez basically gets Ava out here and says, I need an apology. I need you to acknowledge that I'm a great champion, etc. And Ava says, you are a great champion. And I'm not against you or anything. A lot of people just come out and interrupt. So we've got JC Jane and Jasmine Nix coming out and saying, Roxanne, you used to be innocent and sweet. Like, ever since you won the NXT championship, you've been taking the credit for the NXT locker room. Your attitude has changed. They should be the main problems for your title. We talk about different locker rooms like TNA. The main threats to your championship are in this locker room. They then get interrupted by the metaphor being Lash Legend and Shakara Jackson, who basically want the same thing, that they was going to go after Kalani Jordan, but seeing as though you're talking all your nonsense, we might as well come for you. Then we then get interrupted by Lola Vice. Everyone's coming out and says, you couldn't talk about Battleground without talking about my Underground match. She kind of stutters a little bit. I don't know what she was going to say. But the only thing that we should be talking about is Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, basically. And then a fight breaks out, and for some reason Lola Vice helps Roxanne Perez get everyone else out of the ring, and then the night ends with Lola Vice in the ring with Roxanne Perez, not fighting. Not really sure why. I know they're both heels, but Lash Legend is a heel, and so is Shakara Jackson. All of them were heels. I thought this was weird, like that Lola Vice kind of like turned face by being a helpful heel, helping the champion who she wants a championship match off. I thought that was weird. I don't know. What did you guys think of that? Let me know in the comments. Maybe there should be like a number one contenders fatal 4-way match or something. Maybe Lash Legend, Shakara, Lola Vice, and JC Jane. I don't know. Who cares? As long as we get a great match out of any of those people, that's absolutely fine. But let me know in the comments what you think of the ending of NXT. I thought it was a bit weird. What did you think of the NXT as a whole? Because we have come to the end of the video, guys. Let me know what you think of that in the comments as well. If you like the video, leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you never miss one of our videos. Make sure you go check out Courtney's Monday Night Raw review from yesterday. Stay tuned for Clash at the Castle predictions with Lariat Wrestling special guest tomorrow for the podcast. That's going to be really fun. And then make sure you check out the SmackDown review coming Friday night or Saturday morning off of Ross and G. And then we're probably going to be live streaming Clash at the Castle, or one of us is anyway. But for now, guys, hope you've had an absolutely amazing day. Hope you enjoyed the video. Peace out.